Hi guys, how are you doing? My name is Ashi and I hope you're great. Today we're going to discuss about the second episode of our free course. Okay, how is the verification we discussed and reviewed in the previous episode done? In this way and under these circumstances we wait at first. We are working with the M15 time frame, which I have highlighted in green. Consider that we are at this point that I drew in red, and here we are. I will also point out an area for you that we can work with it here. How did we move in the 4-hour time frame? This is how we made our move. I drew the schematic for you in a slightly more minimized form so that we can discuss it properly here. Now that we are here in the 4-hour time frame, what will happen? We move to the lower time frame, that is M15, which we mentioned a little earlier. What are we waiting for? We wait for floor that has broken, low, that has broken the structure to break, and return to this area and take a sell position with it. We are in the direction of the daily time frame that we have already identified, and we could take a buy position from here to go higher. For example, we can see it here. We could have gotten another buy from here too. And finally, at this point, by hitting a good PY area, we can get a good trade with it. There's a very significant point for us in this system, and that is that you should never forget liquidity, induction, or IDM. Induction and inducement are the same. And if we want to ignore all the things and ignore them for any reason, this thing that I told you about cannot be ignored. Consider moving forward on the same time frame, M15. A similar situation should be created for us, and the break occur here. It can even come and make a change here, then come and build a higher high for us again at this point. And this should be in a collision area with a bearish PY and form there. After the collision, it will come and hit a lower low. And such a situation then the style, IDM or hunt happened here. Okay? It would be much better if we have liquidity here too. For example, let's have a style like this here. That this hunt we talked about happens, and then a trend change and price reversal occurs. And this is a system you can trade with, my friends. Now, a question that many people may have is whether you can come up with this system and trade with set orders or limit orders and work with them. For example, come and work on one of these levels that you think is good and have high expectations for. Yes, you can do this, and it's okay. But the thing is, your win rate will decrease and go down with this method and move. Why does your win rate go down with this move? Because your trades become risky and you did not analyze important parameters and factors at the moment. Friends, look, for example, in other systems, you may hear some people say that we can come a week in advance and analyze the next week for you. But in smart money, my opinion is that this is less likely to happen. It's not just me who has this thought and idea, my friends, but many people who are using and working with smart money have this opinion. Look, I don't see smart money as a system for analyzing the market. Rather, I look at it as a system for trading, and I use it well in my trades. And it is a good system for making profits, and it is powerful for making profits. We can think of it this way and say that classic price action, or even Elliot's, for example, could be better systems for price analysis. But keep in mind that smart money is the best system we have right now, and we can use it for trading, and it is a highly reactive system. What does it mean? What do we mean by this talk? See, for example, here we have a POI zone, and we have one such level that we identified for you. And how this comes back is very important to us. Which one of these shapes we drew will it be? 1, 2, or 3? This is something that is of great importance to us. How the price will react after it reaches and hits our level and area. And how it reacts is important to us. Okay? So, when we have all these factors that can help us make better decisions, as a result, it is much better for our system to come and act passively. What does that mean? What do we mean by being passive? That is, we wait for something to happen and give the price some time to achieve a result, and as it were, reveal its hand to up to make decision making much easier for us than before. And the whole principle, idea, theory and foundation that is in these back and forth trades that we talked about in these two parts is that they are designed for people who are patient. It is very important that you have good patience in this system. I will give you a lot of early entries, and you may think to yourself that because you have low risk in trades, for example, you are trading with a risk of 0.5%. You think that, heavy stop won't be applied to your account. Like that. No, that's not the case at all, my friends. Incidentally, the important thing to note is that because it gives you consecutive entry points, if you don't wait and are not a patient trader and don't wait long enough for the candle you want to trade to close at least on the M15 time frame, it will give you a lot of false signals and you will make mistakes. Now, what is our solution? What do we do to avoid this situation? Our method is that when we took our entry point on M15 time frame, we can go and work with it on the M1 time frame later. Okay? Make sure that you take your entry point within the same time frame as we said. There is a possibility that your position will be more successful if you enter your middle time frame. In the M1 time frame, you only need to get your confirmation for consecutive entries. For example, you take trades with a risk of 0.2% and with the same amount of risk you take 5 positions in M1. But you come to the M15 time frame and take a single position with 1% risk. Why? Because you came here and you take your trades bit by bit with the different entry points you got and the specific and fixed stop amounts you have, which gives you the chance and possibility of a trade with high TP. But your risk should be low, because there is a possibility of being stopped. We have reached the end of this topic, which has presented to you in 2 episodes. Stay tuned for the next topic and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. We have a lot of work to do. For now,